Welcome back, YouTube. Okay, so today we are at the Train by JP gym. I'm training push, did legs with Chloe yesterday, which we filmed for her YouTube. And yeah, today I'm just gonna do a bit of a fuck around session, to be honest. I mean, there's elements of this session which are gonna mimic my normal session, but I wanna try the new granite press. It's like the flex press, if anyone's tried the flex press in Ultraflex Rotherham. It's like that, but improved really, just to help with the profiles and a few other little bits, which we'll show you when we get into training. I spoke to Ben and Chloe yesterday about this, about like what I want these sessions to be about, what I want this YouTube to be about, and ultimately I want it to be focused on the training itself. Like I'll add in little bits and sprinkle whatever I want to sprinkle in as and when I want to sprinkle it in, about like how things are going with me and like a few of the little bits around blood work recently, gear, all that sort of stuff. And a few little tips and tricks around training and growing muscle and all that fun shit as we go. But I think the focus for me in this session is going to be about training, how I train, why my training is the way that it is and looks the way that it does, and what it takes to be, that sounds a bit of ego like this, what it takes to be, I suppose, as big as I am at my height and size, but also what it takes to improve on that as well, because ultimately where I'm at now is not where I want to be, and where I want to be requires another level of application from me, and hopefully I'm doing that now. So yeah, an opportunity to take notes maybe, we'll see. So the session is incline, cable fly, flat press, but I'm going to do, it's normally Smith machine, but I'm going to do the flex. Then I go onto a shoulder press, that'll be Smith machine, I'll do that on the Smith here, and then we've got one set of dips and lateral raises and tries. There's not tons of volume in this, there's only one set on this, two sets on the presses, one set on the dip, and then a bit of delts and tries. And that's enough for me at the moment. Like, I think it's very easy to fall into the trap of like what you should be doing based on someone else's split and watching what they're doing because of their success. And like literally your program is designed based on, are you doing enough to stimulate and progress? Are you doing too much to potentially be not recovering from it and unable to progress? So it's finding a balance between those two things. You need to do something like enough to be able to progress your lifts each week and create that adaptive response, but not too much where you can't recover from it and it's impeding your ability to then progress further. So you might need a little bit less volume, a little bit more volume, depending on those things. I'm just going to touch this, see how I feel. Obviously I've not used this before, so this might be a bit much, it might be perfect, but I'm still treating this as a warm-up. Yeah, that's one thing that Louis taught me over the last like couple of months, is like that mentality towards training. Two things: put your phone away. I feel like it disturbs your focus, and I'm the worst fucker for this, right? When I'm training with someone else, I'm much better for it because I've got something to just keep me focused, whether it's my shit or theirs. But when I'm on my own, I'm very easily distracted, and I will go to my phone and reply to messages and dumb shit like that. And it definitely pulls away from my from my focus, from my mindset towards training. And then the other thing is actively create a space in your mind when you're doing these sets that envision progress. I know that sounds so bullshitty, but that if you believe it, like if you can see it in your mind and you can visualize it, it'll come true. And it's, yeah, again, like I do believe in that power. Like I think it is a powerful trait or like skill to work on. And honestly, since I've been working with Louis, since I've started implementing that, I've been doing shit that I've never done before in my life on a fraction of the drugs that I've ever done as well. And so, you know, naturally there are other elements in play there, but I do think your mindset towards training and how you perceive that's going to go plays a crucial role in that. I don't know, I'm not sure. My ego's saying 7. Come on, what do you decide, Ben?
What's your chest saying?
That feels comfortable. I feel like I could comfortably get like 6-8 reps. The range is 8 to 12. Like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. Why not? I'll keep it tight. So what if I only get 5 reps? Yeah. Good set, 7. I'll take that. I was just saying to Ben before I did this, the last time I used this cable stack was about 8 months ago on about 1.5 grams of gear, whereas now I'm on 300 mig test. And on a flat fly, I was doing 7 plates for about 8 reps, whereas now I'm doing a fraction of the amount of gear, and I'm doing an incline on the same weight for 7. So I'd consider that progress. I'm just gonna have to, I think I'm gonna have to sit on it differently, like just adjust myself. It's minor. Basically, this is like a bit of a prototype. They've not actually I think I'm right in saying that they've not started putting these out there to buy for general public. Is that right? Yeah. And because they're still working on it, I'm assuming the working on it bit is like little things like this. It feels like it's slightly off kilter. Like there's a bit, not more weight going through my right side, but I'm slightly ahead of myself when I'm pressing. Does that make sense? So maybe there's just a few adjustments, but overall, like a very good machine in theory, and I'm still going to give it a go. I just need to position myself a little bit better and change it up a bit. But yeah, all in all, like I'll be able to do a set on this.
We got it next. That's how you finesse. We come for they next. We come to collect. Did it all on my own.
So, yep, man. Go. Oh. Who said training chest wasn't hard? It's useful to go over like strength profiles, because I feel like a lot of people get this confused as to what they are, why you play with them and change things. And like in essence, your muscles are stronger and weaker in certain parts of a movement, right? So like if the profile of a movement, let's use a Smith machine as an example, right? The weight that bears down on your chest when you're doing a flat Smith press is even throughout the entirety of that movement from top to bottom. Now, your muscle is stronger in certain places. So as you move, you're going to find that as you get weaker through that movement in those certain areas, you're not going to be able to shift the weight right, okay? What also means is you might be missing out on other areas of the movement which you could stimulate the muscle because you're failing maybe a bit too early. So the idea is to use machines with different profiles so that you can manipulate those profiles in line with the profile of the muscle. And what that looks like is a very even sense of failing from the shortened to the lengthened, or the lengthened to the shortened even, right? So on this, for example, you won't see me like towards the last rep so this is like even fatigue or even failing. From the last rep, you should start to see me fail, and that failing point, and my moving through that last rep is even all the way through. And that's how you know that you've completely fatigued the muscle from its full range. Now, there's other ways to manipulate this and play with those ranges, and you know, for different purposes. Maybe one exercise will particularly fatigue the lengthen, and you might move on to another exercise. Typically, like you might do this with like delts or arms, and so you might go into another exercise which might typically bias to the short, right? So you sort of bounce in between two exercises that do effectively the same job. And so it's just about programming in line with that. I mean, if you've not got these bits of kit available, then honestly, it really doesn't fucking matter. We're talking like 1%, but if you have, that wants to be the aim when using these bits of kit. Some people have asked me why I lean so far back when I press. And well, I'm no like special scientist when it comes to biomechanics. I understand the basics, but I've mentioned this before on a previous YouTube, and it genuinely was like a game changer. The hypertrophy coach, he explained how the pec attaches to the top of the bicep and how the pec functions, and he would do a much better job of explaining it than I would, so I'm not going to try. But ultimately, that, in terms of stimulus and recruiting more of your pec, is far more effective and efficient than that. So I've started pressing down myself on any flat press. I lean back, try and keep my chest up. Same with flies. Like when you think about it, when you do a pec deck, everyone says keep your chest up. Why do you keep your chest up? It's almost to like create that downward movement, right? It's the same with this. Press down yourself, flat press. I'll get my chest up. I'm pressing down the bottom of myself, and it feels so much better. I've always had an issue connected with my chest, and since doing that, no problems. Another little tip as well for me specifically has been, I'm tall, got very, very long arms, very gangly, so I need to respect that fact and remember that I can't press like that. Even when I'm pressing like this far down or below myself, I can't press like this. I can't even press like this. I need to be pressing like that. That's how I press, because when I come down, I touch my chest with the bar, and my wrist is at a 90. My wrist is at a 90-degree angle with my elbow, and that is then going to create force through my chest to bring my my elbow back in, as opposed to doing that, and then it's my triceps driving my elbow back in. Yeah, so try and keep your wrist in line with your elbow, not in front of it, otherwise it'll end up being a lot of tricep. Two and a half plates aside for 8 reps. I'm about ready to go up. So, I was going to do a 1.25, but I'm just in my head. I'm doing that thing that I mentioned earlier, which is I'm just going to get 8. I'm just going to get 8. I'm going to put 2.5 either side, and that's it. Just 8, 8, 8, 8 in my head. Oh. Told you I'd get 8. I've been setting ridiculous goals for myself within the gym, and I think subconsciously I've always had ideas of what I wanted to work towards, or certain lifts that I'd want to achieve certain weights on. But now I'm legitimately envisioning myself lifting just fucked weight. I think about that a lot. And I'm like, there's just no way that I do 4 plates on this. There's no way you just overhead press 4 plates and you're not just absolutely fucking huge. That just doesn't happen. Unless you're not lifting them like a bodybuilder, like a fucking idiot, right? And you're strapping up and you've got sleeves and it's like you're bouncing it off your chest. But if you're lifting 4 fucking plates aside, like a bodybuilder, you're not being massive doing that. It's just not happening. And so I've got those kind of numbers in my head. And the last 6 months have been real movement towards those numbers. And it's fucking exciting. At this later stage in my bodybuilding journey, it's nice to have this level of excitement towards progress and my journey, and using those milestones to fuel it. And don't get me wrong, I've not even done 3 plates on this, but 4 plates is a big, almost unachievable goal for me. But there's many goals from now to then that I'm still ticking off, and little milestones, and that's what logbooking is, right? That's pretty much, in essence, that's what logbooking is. It's sometimes you lose sight of these very distant goals, and in the interim you just sort of float off elsewhere because they're not present, because it feels like it's so far away. But the logbook keeps you present, keeps you locked in on that goal, because each week you're thinking about a micro progression, a rep here, a 2.25 there, and it's you're more, like I said, it's more present. It's just there every session, every week, just more. And before you know it, you're doing 2 plates, then 3 plates, and then 4 plates. And you turn around and 3, 4, 5 years have gone by and you fucking stack. And that's it. That's why I use a logbook. That's why everyone should use a logbook, because it keeps you present. Oh. Oh. Good set. Speaking on strength profiles and like maybe people obsessing over them a little bit too much. I know I've kind of gone into the depth of how to use them and their importance, but you pick up some dumbbells, right? And you're doing them to failure. Where do you fail first? At the top, yeah? Do you have to stop at the top? Do you have to stop then? Is the set done? The short is now fatigued. Then if you want to fatigue the length, then what do? Half reps. It's that simple. If you've not got a machine that can alter the profile to fit the profile of the muscle, then just pick exercises with free weights that you can do that for yourself with. Leg extensions, another great example. Everybody obsesses about being able to load the lengthened and whatever. Yeah, okay, so if you're in a pure gym, and notoriously the Matrix and the Techno gym and all that shit, really wank leg extensions anyway, but they are very, very heavy in the short. You fail in the short, well, what do? Half reps. Not Lee Priest, Tom Platz. Watch Tom Platz train legs. Watch what he does. Some of the best, if not the best legs ever. How does he train legs? How does he do his leg extension sets? Exactly like that. Fails at the top, half reps.
I'm as hot as it gets. Yeah, they not on the list. Took a shot of success. Hit nothing but net. Yeah. Said they hit the rim. Changed up my number and took out the sim. I'm on my hustle, I'm back in the gym. I can be humble or I could go in. I go for the win. We got it next. That's how you finesse. We come for they next. We come to collect. Did it all on my own, yeah. When it brought it back home, yeah. Now they calling my phone, yeah. But I'm all in my zone. They not a threat. Tell them reset. When they're at they best, we still not impressed. Did it all on my own, yeah. When it brought it back home, yeah. Bought a watch with the stones, yeah. Caught them watching my...
Yes, guys, so that is push all wrapped up. I'm going to try and do like, well, I want to do more of these. I want to do more of the bit more raw, just talking about training as I go, rather than trying to like come up with anything fancy or special. I mean, there are going to be times when that happens, obviously breaking up with the show day stuff and maybe a few other little bit of fun things that me and Ben come up with or that I come up with Chloe, but typically I want it to be about bodybuilding, how you can progress within bodybuilding, your physique, how you can bring your physique up, and what I'm doing and what I've learned in order to do that for myself, and if there's anything that you can draw from that to help yourself. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and I shall see you all soon.
As hot as it gets, yeah, they not on the list. Took a shot of success, hit nothing but net. Yeah, said they hit the rim, changed up my number and